My question is, are we going to have an handout? Are we going to have it? The follow-up question is changing of water, kind of preventive measure. You know, how, or is in the case of let's say catfish, you want to adopt a preventive measure. You know, how frequently, for instance, in a week, can you change the water? You don't need to necessarily allow you to get it. How frequently can you change it to ensure that there's no problem?
Next person. No, give to me. There are four of them now, or the question increase.
Okay, sir. My question is how many times will I have to change the water?
No problem, no problem. It's okay, no problem. Okay, again, when you dey raise hand up. Uh, uh, uh,
Thank you very much. The question I want to ask is
one out.
how do you manage waste in fish farming? What can you use the water that you'll be changing to do? How can you incorporate, let's say, growing of plants? What kind of plants, what kind of crops can you recommend so that if you are not making enough money, so that if you are not making enough profits from the fish farming, you can also make profits from the growing of crops. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay. Any other person with question? Madam is raising her hand. Who else? Okay, wait. You have question? Okay. Who else again? So only two. Madam, wait. Who should talk now?
My question is,
Yeah.
there are a place you call something you call 2 mm,
Okay.
2 bags, 3 mm, 5 bags,
Yes.
4 mm, 6 bags,
Okay.
or 10 bags,
Okay.
and 6 mm, 15 bags.
Yes.
So I want to know,
Yeah.
like 2 mm, how many fishes? How many fishes is there? That's
Okay.
2 mm.
Okay. I get not taking.
Requirements and the things that you taught us today, can it also be applied to fishes like, let's say, barracuda or other seafood like crab?
Oh, interesting. Yes. Okay. So your question has been answered now. Mm-hmm. So, who started first? You said how many bags for a week? Now there's no specific. Like I said, that's Madam with 2 mm matter. That this thing I was giving, I'm just giving illustration. It's not that is how it must be. Now 2 mm is a size of feed, not fish. We have different size. You know, like chicken. A lot of people are used to chicken. Like chicken now, you have starter feed, you have grower, you have finisher, you have layers, you have this and that. So in fish, you have different size. Even that 2 mm is the size of the feed. You know, fish, their own is not dust or crumbs like chickens. Their own is in pellets. So 2 mm could be small like this. Then 3 mm will be somewhat bigger. Then 4 will be much bigger. Do you understand? This answers your question. That's why I was telling that organ that is using 9 and 4 months. That is too big. 9 mm is used for fish above 1 year. 9 mm, for example, like this, you know, is too big for your fish. So are we okay on that? So for how to know the quantity to feed your fish, you feed fish on demand. For example, when you open a bag 15 kg, you fetch some with, for example, a milk cup. You start introducing it small small at a spot. Huh? If they finish it with speed, you add again. Same quantity. If they finish it with speed, you add again until they stop the speed start reducing, and the time that they use in finishing it reduce. So you reduce the quantity you are now putting. And watch. Because almost all the feed are floating feed. So you can observe it. As you drop it on the water, it will stay on the water. The fishes will gather to eat it up. So that is how you know how to feed. And you will get used to it. Day 1, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. You will now know that when they were 1 week old, they were eating depending on the number of fish you have in the water. If you have, let me use my whole farm again now, 500 fishes, 1 week of stocking, 1 week of stocking, that week, let's do weekly now, that week they may eat, you got juvenile fishes, 500. That week they may eat, let's start from 3 kg for the week. Week 2, be rest assured that they will take 5 kg. Are you following? Yeah. This is not a perfect rule. I'm giving an illustration, but it's close. So if you don't use it, you won't miss it. Now, week 3, they should for the week, they should take close to say 12 kg for the 3rd week. Week 4, they should be taking about 20 kg. So what this means is that you will get used to the progressive increment that they used to eat. I can't just tell you that when your fish is 4 months, they are supposed to be taking 3 bags a week. So even when the fish does not need the food, you just go there, you can say 3 bags a week, let me divide it by 7, share it into 7, and pack 1 portion, feed 1. That's not how you do it little by little, and you will get used to it. So that's question 1 and question 5. So your question, sir, you have plenty questions.
Sorry, yeah, now the seasonal cases depending on the type of species.
No, it's the same. Demand. The factor is demand. They feed according to demand, not just the fish will tell you what they want and you give it to them. Not that you are you say I want this fish not too much and I wan finish my money, you come stop. No be wetin I talk be that o, na wetin you hear na be that. I speak pidgin. You know, but that you feed fish, any fish you feed according to demand. So that is that. Now, you ask about water. I know the other question, but you ask about water. What is
How
often do you change water? Now the rule, okay, same question with you. The rule for water changing is fishes are in different stages. For example, when you get juvenile fishes, for example, early, week 1 again, change ratio none. For example, this also mean what is your space? If you are doing standard spacing, and and you don't overfeed the fish, that there are leftovers on the water. Any leftover that they did not eat will come to contaminate the water. So there is the natural contamination and there is the human factor that contaminates the water too. If you are supposed to give them for that week, you are supposed to give them, like I said, maybe you have 500 fish, give them 3 kg. You ended up giving them 10 kg that week because after what they took, they had leftover and you left it on the water. It will melt and it will dissolve inside the water. Gradually, you are destroying the water. So the time you are going to change your water will be faster than the person who gave them 3 kg or who fed them on demand without leftover. I hope that is taken. So there are many factors to put into this thing, but that's why I am not a fan of giving people a measurement. Just do like this, it will be okay. No, I tell you so that you know, that it is not just one thing that determines what you do. There are other factors. So be guided when you are taking your decision. Now, if you didn't do any change in week 1, it is expected that in week 2 you may do 1 change. Then progressively, with everything normal status quo, you don't overfeed, you allow them to, you feed according to demand, depend on your space is okay, you are doing a standard spacing. It is expected that week 3 you will do maybe 2.
Sorry, what do you mean by standard spacing?
Yes, you see. Let me remember my class. Alright, what I mean by standard spacing is that we need to use something as an example now. Okay, good. Let's use, we all know this, that's why I want to use it as an example. We know this white tank that they use in importing brewery, this brewery people use that has chain all over. That tank is 1,000 liters. Everybody would have seen this tank. If you ask me now, if I want to take decision for this tank, you know, people cut the egg open and use it to train fish. Now, for this tank now, if I want to train fish inside, I will put only 75 pieces inside. I've seen people using it to train 200. I've seen people using it to train 500. So if I have 75 inside here, the person that has 200, are we going to be changing water at the same time? So if I just tell you, I can't just tell you change water every week, every 2 days, every 3 days. It will not work. If I don't know your condition. Are you following? And this is the thing we must understand, these factors. Because you will not always be in one position. For example, today you started with this tank. Tomorrow you may end up with a bigger tank that is 10,000 liters. If you now use the same sense you were using here, you have problem now. Because definitely that tank you will put more fish. And so you have to know with this one now, day 1, day 2, how is it going? This water. And again, water. My son will tell me that they taught us that water is colorless and odorless. Have you? Can we remember that? Yes. Now, immediately your water starts having odor. Be on alert. Be on alert mode. Because you should be, when I say alert mode, check your program. When next are they bringing lights? It's never giving us light. When next, the fuel in the gen now, I should not use it to sleep and watch a zero. It's time I'm preparing to change water. If it is solar you are using, you say, okay, the battery, let me save my battery so that I can have battery to change my water. When it starts having odor, you should prepare to change water. I think that can help everybody about water issue. Once your water starts having, I said start to, it's not when the odor is come. You say, hey, let's say I don't dey perceive odor. No, that's not what I said. I mean, wetin you hear with that? Uh-huh. When it starts having odor, that is when the odor is mild. You can, when you come there, you can perceive that there's fish here. That's having odor. So maybe at the end of that day, or the next day, or the day after, you should change. Then there's another rule to changing of water. If you are going to change water, tomorrow morning, Sunday, you are changing water on Sunday morning, Saturday night, just feed them lightly. Don't do your regular feeding. For example, if you used to give for that week, they have been taking 1 kg, and you feed twice a day, at from month 1 to 3, you can feed twice a day, depending on your water management. From 4 to maybe 6, you can feed once a day. At that stage, if they eat well once, take them for the next day, because it takes about 8 hours for them to digest the food you are giving them. Are we together? So now when you want to feed change water Sunday morning, on Saturday night, if they usually take 1 kg, give them half, 500 grams. Why? So that they will have little to digest, and they will digest it faster, so that when you drink the water, depending on how bad the water is on Sunday morning, they will not start vomiting food, because it usually happens. If you overfeed them Saturday night, depending on the time you are going to change in the morning, you know some people's morning is 4 a.m. Some people's morning is 1 a.m. Some people's morning is 10 a.m. I cannot now be your watch clock and know the time to tell you. But what is important is reduce your feeding the previous night before, at least 8 hours after. Then you can change your water. And it depends on how bad your water is. So the factors are many. It's not just a rule to one. I hope this answers the issue of water. Anybody has any other question about water? Nobody. You mentioned, what was your question? Okay, I already answered your question. All right. So now so what we talked about, conversion ratio. That's the last question from you. Conversion ratio, how do you know? How did you come about these statistics? Statistics came about through research. They were made from research. And it also differs according to the feed products you are using. That's why I gave you an average range. For example, there are some feed that gives you 1 to 1. If you give 1 kg food, they will give you 1 kg flesh. They will give you 1 kg fish. It depends on the quality of food. And of course, the more quality, the more expensive. The more quality, the more expensive that it is. So, sir, does that suffice for you? Yes, where else do you have challenge? Where is the microphone, please?
I don't want to know.
There is no standard. If I tell you a standard now, today you buy, okay, please let them give you the mic. Just pass it, don't walk around, just pass the mic. Thank you. Tell us the different feed that you know, not the one you have usually used. Just sit down.
You get many.
Name them.
Omega.
Aquala. Vital feed. That's 4. Many. Okay. Now I ask him to, so that you don't think that I'm formulating. Now, I can add to that list. You have what we call skeleton, popularly known as Durante. You have what we call copens. Huh? I also make fish feed, gold feed. Do you understand? I think you also have Disney Golf. There are some feed that has even gone out of market sef. They are no more operational. Now, all these feeds, they have their different FCR, feed conversion ratio. Because every producer has this purpose. Am I producing to give good quality to the people? What is my purpose? My purpose is it for the fish to convert their carbohydrate by themselves to protein, or I just want to give proteinous food and help the fish to grow fast? And all this difference comes with a cost. Now, as a farmer, your aim is reduce operational cost and maximize profit. You have to know farming is not which word would be best now. You are farming for profit. So that should be your calculation. If a feed gives you high conversion ratio, and after using it, when you sell your product, you did not make profit, have you succeeded or you have failed? Eh? Your purpose in the business is not so that fish can survive. It's so that when you train the fish, you rear them, you take it to the market, you get back your capital and possible some percentage of profit. And so if that chain, that circle does not happen, something is wrong somewhere fundamentally. See, that one person does not know what he's doing, or I don't know. So, sir, according to your question, there is no rule, because if you want to use a particular feed now, I can tell you that those who have used this feed, with the research that has been done, this is the conversion ratio. So that now helps you when you want to buy the feed. I know why you are asking. It's a legit question. That's why I'm taking my time to answer. You understand? But because you will not, in fact, you may even decide to go to buy blue crown, and you get to the market and you say, nah, blue crown not go allow. What is available is top feed. Are you going to say your fish should fast because you have done the calculation on a particular FCR? No. The fish has to eat first before you talk of conversion ratio. Huh? So that is the position. It differs. It differs. So that is why we cannot give you a particular information. Fish farming has the best manure that you can think of. Why? Because all their living being is inside that water. The feed, leftover feed, decomposes, is in the water. The excrete from the converted food that they eat, everything is in the water. So far, research has shown that fish pond water or fish water or wastewater from pond is the best manure. And that can help you for crops, whatever crops, anything you want to do. I have not seen any plant or crop that rejects fish water as manure. So you can use this as a form of irrigation instead of just wasting your water into the drainage without growing anything. You can have a vegetable farm around your fish farm, or if you do proper irrigation, use through PVC pipes, channel your water to where the farm is, and now use it to irrigate your farm 24/7. As long as you have a fish pond, you must have wastewater. And as long as you have wastewater, you have manure for your crops. Plantain, I love plantains. So usually I use it for my plantain. Once I open my water like this, you just see my plantain growing green. So that's a very good way to get. I know a farmer who makes as much as 400,000 a week from using fish water to irrigate his crop. What he does is vegetables, pumpkin, and the rest. But the water is coming from his fish tank. So that's the school of thought, and that's why I say we should tap her, because that will increase your profit, and that's why we are here. How to increase your profit. All right. I think that's the end of our questions. Any other thing you want to say something? Please give me mic, because I'm about to say goodbye. Give me mic. Please, if you have something to say, just let me see your hand now, so that. All right.
Sorry,
No problem.
talking about the changing of water.
Yeah.
When you're changing the water in the pump,
Yes.
we allow the water to dry completely before adding the new fresh one.
Okay. Is that all? Thank you. Now, it depends on the condition. You know, I always say factors. Now, what time of the day are you changing the water? Some people that they have died their number, will be number, waiting for them to die. Will go and change water when there's hot sun. As 2 o'clock, when the sun is at its peak, that's when some people want to change water. Then, when you are doing it at that time, you now drain it 100%. Then the process of on the borehole, after draining, you now discover that there one fuse pumps. You should just know that they have been dialing your number since you refuse to pick, you finally pick the program. A fuse explodes there, wire melted, something can happen. You understand? Maybe your generator, you didn't remember for fuel, or you starting it, that's the day the generator said to not start. So, the temperature at the moment where you want to change the water is also important. It's better you do it when there is no hot weather. Early in the morning or in the evenings. For me, I particularly choose the morning time. But you cannot use as a rule of thumb, because you have to minimize cost. If NEPA only gives you light at night in your area, you should factor changing your water at night to reduce your cost of maybe gen or whatever means you are using. That is not as cheap as electricity. So you have to know what's best for you. Change your water. So don't change your water when the sun is very hot. And of course, I had mentioned some things before you came. I will give you a YouTube channel where this lecture will be posted there. So you can, anytime you want to revisit, like it's making me do that, you just go back there and watch it. And you hear all the things that we have discussed. All right? Any other thing again?
Now what?
Bring mic. Somebody wants to talk. Or you, I think, okay, people, they are complaining or they are wasting their time. All right, you can take this down. Yeah, great gold animal hub. Great gold animal hub. All the lectures here from week 1 to week 12 will be posted here. Kindly subscribe to the channel. Don't just be watching it for free. Subscribe to the channel. All right.